Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Truth News. The next clip you are about to view has the details.
Let's turn to Ukraine now, where the war is set to escalate. Kiev has launched a major attack inside Russia, and Vladimir Putin is lashing out at them. This is quite a twist in the plot, because for the past 2 months, Russia had been attacking and Ukraine had been hanging on. But this week, the direction has changed. Kiev launched a daring operation against Russia. They breached Russia's borders in the Kursk region. They advanced almost 10 kilometers into Russian territory, and this is a major attack. We've seen Russia's borders breached before, yes, but that was by Russian rebels. This time, it was Ukrainian soldiers. And listen to the details. Around 1,000 soldiers crossed the border. They brought along tanks and armored vehicles, even air support. This Ukrainian convoy was backed by swarms of drones. In fact, Moscow has released some aerial footage. Take a look at this. So what's the status now? The Ukrainians managed to reach a city called Sudzha. This is now the third day of fighting. Russian soldiers are trying to flush out Ukrainian troops. Chances are it will be done soon. Moscow says Ukraine has lost 82 armored vehicles, and that includes 8 tanks. But was this incursion worth the cost? Symbolically, yes, you could say, Russia is the largest nuclear power in the world. It is a country in a state of war, yet a massive enemy convoy managed to sneak in undetected. They breached 2 lines of Russian defense and 1 Russian stronghold. It's a massive intelligence and military failure. And Vladimir Putin knows this. He convened a key meeting yesterday. He was briefed by the military and the regional governor. Afterwards, he called the attack a major provocation.
We will have to start with the events in the Kursk region. As you know, the Kiev regime has undertaken another large-scale provocation and launched indiscriminate shelling of civilian buildings, residential houses, ambulances with different types of weapons, including missiles.
A couple of questions here. 1, why did Ukraine launch this ambitious attack? And 2, did the Western allies know about it? Well, Kiev has not said much about the operation, but we can only speculate why they did it. One reason could be tactical. Russia launched a summer offensive this year. They captured around 200 square kilometers of land in July, and the fighting has been brutal. Russian soldiers have been putting immense pressure on Ukraine, especially in the Donetsk region. So maybe this incursion is a strategy to release that pressure, to force Russia to concentrate elsewhere. And it's not just Kursk. Ukraine is also targeting Russian troops in the Black Sea. Moscow has occupied an island off Kherson. But on Wednesday, Kiev's special forces landed on this island. They destroyed Russia's armored vehicles there. Kiev also claims that Russian soldiers suffered heavy losses. So that's 2 fronts opened by Ukraine, both away from the main battlefield. And it is working, because Moscow is calling in reservists. They're digging deep to repel Ukraine. A second reason why they did this could be political. Remember when Ukraine used drones to attack Moscow? It's the same strategy. Scare the citizens of Russia, hope they put pressure on Putin, and maybe he'll end the war. But frankly, it's a long shot. Russia has been fighting for more than 2 years. If they haven't revolted yet, they probably won't now. Which also now brings us to the second question that we asked in the beginning. Did Ukraine's allies know about this? The US claims it did not. The White House says it will seek more information from Ukraine. Europe, too, claims to have been blindsided here.
So we're going to reach out to Ukrainian military to learn more about their objectives. As far as the specifics on that, I would refer you to the Ukrainians to speak about their own military operations.
We think that Ukraine is fighting a legitimate defensive war against an illegal aggression. And in the framework of this legitimate right to defend itself, Ukraine is entitled to hit the enemy wherever it finds necessary on its territory, but also on the territory of the enemy.
It's a bit hard to believe. Mounting a land attack inside Russia is very serious. Would Kiev really do that without US blessings? Highly unlikely. Also, look at how the position has changed. The West was not in favor of Ukraine attacking Russian territory. They even refused long-range missiles for the same reason for the longest time. But now look at them. Ukrainian troops are 10 kilometers inside Russia, but the West says no problem. It tells you how the equation has changed. The war of attrition is taking its toll on both sides, so they're eager for some momentum. This operation may get Kiev that much-needed boost, but the repercussions could be huge because Russia now has an excuse to escalate.